The moment a man asks you for money, don't see him as a man anymore. Because the second those words come out of his mouth, he's already stopped seeing you as a person. Ladies, let's be freaking real. How many of you have lent money to a guy, never got a damn dollar back, and ended up losing both your cash and your sanity? You know what's messed up? Some dudes actually think it's okay to play women for money. That's not just weak, it's freaking disgusting. A real man, no matter how broke or tired, would never look at a woman's wallet as his plan B. So when he starts with the, babe, things are rough right now, girl, that's not a man in trouble. That's a man using you. Any guy who borrows money from a woman, trash, every single one. And they all run the same damn play. They pick the kind, loyal women, the ones who love too hard, and hope he'll finally appreciate them. He can smell low self-esteem from a mile away. First, he takes your love for free, then he drains your bank account, and when he's done, you're left broke, burned out, and blaming yourself. And yeah, these lazy freeloading losers are everywhere. They don't want to work, don't want to build, just want to feed off women who do. I've seen it again and again. Women paying a man's rent, his car, his so-called dreams. And guess what? The more you give, the less he freaking respects you. The more you rescue him, the smaller you start to feel. When I was in my 20s, I made that same mistake. Married a guy I thought just needed support, paid for everything, bills, groceries, his lazy ass. I basically raised him. By 30, I woke the hell up, filed for divorce, promised myself no man touches my wallet ever again. Because here's what I learned. The second a man asks a woman for money, he loses his damn dignity and you lose your respect for him. That's not love. That's dependency dressed up as romance. Women are drawn to strength, not struggle. If you've got to save him, you're not his partner, you're his mother. You want real love? Find someone who brings peace, not someone who drains your energy and your bank account. I've watched too many strong women hand everything they built to some smooth-talking bum. And when the money's gone, so is he. So wake the hell up. Your time, your energy, your money, they're freaking sacred. Stop giving them to men who bring nothing to the table. And if your friend is still helping some broke dude, send her this video. Because a man who truly loves you would never let you struggle for him. He'd fight to protect you.
So I'm sure we've talked about this before, ladies. Women giving men money. In light of this whole Danish deception thing, I'm not playing the videos. It's too much, and she was just too dumb for me to even play the videos. But if y'all haven't heard about the Danish deception and y'all want to go through the whole 1,000-part series, go to TikTok and just type in Danish deception. It's about a black woman from Nigeria. Well, she's Nigerian. And she met a white man, a white Danish man, fell in love with him, started dating, and got married. And the entire time of their relationship, I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 years, he was like a scammer and like took so much money from her and her friends and her family and everybody around her. And he told them all not to tell her because it was a surprise. And he just got away with so much money. But in light of this whole situation, we're going to make this video and we're going to talk about it again. Why men should never ask women for money and why women should never give men money voluntarily or any other way. I don't believe in it. I don't do it. But if that's what y'all want to do, you're probably following the wrong channel. If you feel that women should help men out and give them money, you're probably following the wrong channel because I don't believe in that at all. But let's get into why people think that men should not ask women for money and women should not offer it or give it or loan it for anything.
Ever since I set foot on American soil at 12 years old, I knew American women were built different. And I don't really still know what that difference is, but it definitely has something to do with being able to withstand mass amounts of humiliation from men. And that's why I will not be commenting on the Danish deception because I am so far removed from a world where I would ever give a man any amount of money that what am I going to tell you? That's a perspective that I just genuinely don't possess. Because what do you mean you gave money to a man? Men are the original resource hoarders. That's how they started the entire patriarchy. That's how they have always controlled or attempted to control women, is by taking away our resources. And you're saying you gave them to a man willingly? I can't commentate on that. Like, as a Slavic woman, I'm so far removed from that, because where I'm from, resources were scarce, and you could see exactly how men would hoard those resources. If you give a man money, like, a man shouldn't even be allowed to have his own money, let alone be taking your money. What are men gonna do with money? What's money to a man? Like, what does he need it for? Nothing other than controlling women or tomfoolery. Where I'm from, men give women all of their money, because women know better than to let men have any money. You want a woman, you give her all your money. That's rule number one of dating. If a man needs your money, he's a scammer. Like, literally, he's a scammer. It's like making it past that first step and giving a man your hard-earned money means that you're ready to be scammed. Like, I'm not going to say you deserve it, but I'm just saying you're the prime target. Like, of course he's going to scam you. You gave him your money. That's all he needs. And then what are you doing? You're paying to have a man around? That's another thing, is like, if I ever even got past that first step and I gave a man some money, it would be because he's on the street and he has a dog. That's it. I'm not going to keep giving him money. I'm not going to date him. I'm not going to pay to be in that man's presence. I have given him a couple dollars out of pity. That's it. That's it. That's the only way we're making it past that first step of me giving a man money to begin with. You're telling me you kept giving a man money so he would stick around? Unfortunately, y'all are missing all the basics here in America, and nobody's teaching you any better. And then y'all end up in these situations, and I just can't. There's nothing I can say other than stay safe out there and never give a man your money. There's nothing else to commentate on in that whole series, which, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I didn't watch even like 10 seconds of it. Somebody tagged me and I looked in the caption. I saw a monetary figure. As soon as I knew that money was involved, as in a woman was giving money to a man, I clicked out of there so fast. Literally, rule number one, a man asking you for money, he just wants your money. Stay safe out there, ladies. Godspeed. The worst part of the whole 50-50 dating is feminism conversation is not even the money aspect of it. It's the kind of men that you're gonna meet when you're dating 50-50. And trust me on this, as a millennial woman, we've already tried this. We've already been through this ringer, so let me just save you the time. The kind of men that want to go 50-50 with you will never be feminist in their nature. They will never be empathetic. They will not be understanding. They will never put you first. And if you let them stay around long enough, they will ruin your life. And like, I don't make the rules, but every woman I know who has ever dated 50-50, that man has always turned out to be her biggest op. I don't know how else to explain this, but the only type of men that will date you 50-50, that want to go 50-50 with women, are women's ops. Like, first and foremost, the most obvious thing about this whole thing is that if a man ever wants children, presumably with you, presumably with the women that he's trying to date 50-50, that's a non-starter. There's not enough money that a man should be able to spend on you in the world, right? If he ever expects you to put your life at risk and carry his children and then birth them and then like do all the rest of the stuff and then like heal from it and all that. He will not be doing any percentage of that work. So you take on 100% of the pregnancy risk. So remember that. So if you're not snipped, that 50-50 mentality also doesn't work, because he's not taking on any percentage of the life-threatening risk that is pregnancy. You cannot go 50-50 with a man, because there would be like a fundamental misunderstanding of the risk involved. Now, the reason you have to tell women this and not men is because women don't know this and men do. That's the reason I say, like, men who are gonna date you in that 50-50 arrangement are diabolical, because they know damn well who takes on all the risk of that relationship, and they don't like you like that. They don't like you enough to assess your risk in that investment. They're only assessing their own, and of course their risk management in that situation looks good. So you have to remember that as a woman from a very young age, you are taught this very cooperative, very loving, very unconditional mindset. Men are not. Men are taught to look out for number one and to manage their risks. When a man dates a woman 50-50, he is getting like positive returns on that risk value investment. And you as a woman are basically taking on all the risk. It gets to a point where the whole 50-50 thing always gets taken too far by the man. I can't tell you how many stories where a man was like so insistent on like going 50-50 because he's like such a feminist. He just wants equality. And then a woman falls for it. And every single time it's the man who takes it too far. Every single time the woman at least has like a balanced view of like 50-50, right? She'll be like, well, you know, every once in a while I'll just pay for him just to like show my appreciation. He'll never do that back. Or like I will lend him money and then like forget about it, but he will hound me over like a $5 drink that he paid for. Again, men always take it too far because they're not taught that cooperative, like, you know, mindset that really like blurs these kinds of lines. Because of their socialization, men tend to very much be like all or nothing with their relationships, investments, like work performance, that kind of thing. They don't really live in the gray areas a lot. And so if a man is like constantly nickel and diming you and he's not willing to blur those lines, that's why you shouldn't date him, because he is using you. He is looking out for number one always. You should never marry that man or have kids with him or move into a house with him. Like, that man will screw you over to look out for number one. I've read stories by women, and Bourbon Bougie's page is full of these stories where women are like, yeah, so my husband and I go 50-50, but when I was in the hospital giving birth to 100% of our child by myself that I 100% carried, and I requested like an epidural or I requested like a pain management, the bill came back and my husband actually wants me to pay for all of it because he's willing to cover 50% of the birth, but he thinks that I should have held out. He thinks that I should have like managed my own pain and been quiet and not done that. So he doesn't want to pay for any of it. But imagine even if he was like, oh, I'll pay for half of it. That is obviously preposterous because he did not have to push a baby out of a tiny hole, out of his genitals. Like, that's absolutely crazy work. This has probably been covered extensively, but like all the other things where men are not 50-50, ranging from conversational skills, emotional intelligence skills, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the house, like thinking of the future long term, men are not 50-50 with you on these things. And a 50-50 man at best will do those things for himself, and women will actually brag about this like it's a good thing. Oh, well, my husband does his own laundry, I never have to do his laundry. Okay, does he do your laundry? What the fuck? It's not a flex. That's you living with a glorified roommate who also gets to put you at risk of a life-threatening condition known as pregnancy. That's crazy. That's not a good deal. Like, just objectively, if you're thinking about who's taking on all the risk, it's you. Men should invest in that accordingly, and they very much understand that. They understand wealth and risk management. And just so you know, 50-50 men are doing that with you, and they're the most calculated about it. I've heard stories of women being like, my boyfriend, my 50-50 boyfriend, watched me struggle with bills. Meanwhile, he had like tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars like sitting in his savings account that he was able to save by going 50-50 with me. Obviously, I'm struggling. First of all, we have a gender wage gap. So I don't get paid as much as him. I didn't get promoted as quickly as him, etc. My own like upkeep, you know, the kind of stuff that he likes. I'm spending my own money on that, and he is saving his. And so when I'm struggling with bills and like he's watching me call my family, friends, everything frantically, and he's literally sitting on like $25,000 in a banking account and I need like $500. So that's what you're signing up for. Just know that, like, it's the man. It's like his character. It's like this fundamental misunderstanding and disrespect of like what women have to go through every day just to be with a man. So please stay away from these ungrateful swine. Stay safe out there. I love you.
Ladies, this is for you. And this is a sign in your relationship. If you see a man asking you for money, I want you to know something. That a man who is asking you for money has got another lady somewhere whom he loves so much, whom he trusts so much, whom he sacrificed a lot for. And if you find yourself as a lady, you give money to such kind of a man, you are the owner of that relationship. You are the one holding that relationship. If that relationship will end today, that man has got nothing to lose, but you will have a lot of things to lose. You have invested your emotion in that relationship. You have invested even your funds in that relationship. Some of the mistakes that you make is that deep down your heart you feel that if he asks you for money and you have given out the money, you think that you are increasing or maybe holding on to his heart and the love he has for you. You're proving to him that you care and you love him so much. But that is not the interpretation in his mind. The interpretation in his mind is very simple. He's only using you. A man who loves you so much, they will sacrifice for you. They don't have time to ask you for money, but they have everything and every time for them to sacrifice everything for you. This is one of the reasons to why you find that you are breaking up with that kind of a man and they feel nothing. But you sit somewhere crying the whole day. You lose appetite over somebody who never had feelings for you.
Let me tell y'all something. This for men and women. A no good man can sniff out low self-esteem from a mile away. They prey on low self-esteem and they ain't going nowhere until they use you all up. And check this, they use you up so bad to where ain't nothing left. You ain't got nothing else to give. Whether it's money or the little piece of self-esteem you had, they gonna use it. They gonna make sure they use you up. They use you up like a tube of toothpaste. You know how you done squoze all the toothpaste out to where ain't nothing left in it? Sometimes you get so desperate you ain't been back to the supermarket. You got to take some scissors and you got to cut that toothpaste open and take your toothbrush and rotate that toothbrush around inside till you be done scraped all the toothpaste out. That's how they use you. To where they done squoze you and cut you open and gutted you out. And that no good man gonna make you feel like he's so into you. And you think you getting the best treatment. But if you look at it in hindsight, you ain't getting nothing that ain't standard. They giving you the lowest standard, making you think that you just on the pedestal. This high school stuff that the no good man giving you with your low self-esteem. They know they ain't got to do a whole bunch of nothing. Then when they hit the spot, when they get up inside of you and they hit the spot, that's when they got your mind. They done went in there and they done got your brain. So now your brain all gone. You all discombobulated. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what it is. You done let the no good man come in and he done squoze everything out of you like a tube of toothpaste.
Someone asked me the question about when women should start offering to pay for dates. Cool. As someone, if you're in a relationship, no matter what age you are, you're meant to be the breadwinner in a relationship. When you're going on dates, whether you're paying for activities and whatnot. But for me, the biggest red flag in a person when I'm looking out for a partner, someone that doesn't offer to pay for anything, for me, that's someone that I don't think I can take any further, and I'll probably look it off straight away. I'd give it a few months, maybe 4 to 5 months. If that person's not offered to pay for one thing, any day, any activity, I'm not expecting you. Like I said, I'm the breadwinner. I'll be happy to pay for everything, or 8 to 9% of the things, let's say. But if you don't offer once, I think that's a problem, and that's a cause for concern. And you've got to assess that person that you're with. Because at the end of the day, sometimes in relationships, it should be mutual. You know, that person should be happy to do things for you as well as you're doing things for them. If it's not reciprocated in that way, that person is just going to take and they're not going to give anything back to you. And if you're that type of person in a relationship, I think you really need to think about the type of person that you are. Because a lot of times, this is why people are staying single, because they can't afford relationships. Well, ladies, I know that your man might be the breadwinner. He might be the guy that provides in a relationship, which is completely fine. But it wouldn't go amiss to actually help out at times. Whether that's treating your man in the odd time. I'm not saying all the time. Odd time. Maybe just chip in. You know, if you're going on a date, get a quick meal, get a quick drink for the both of you. I think that's how a relationship should be. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.
What date number should a man allow a woman to pay for a meal? Now, what that means is if the woman were to offer that the man accepts. I look at it like this. I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay, and I'm never going to let her just sit here and offer. Now, thankfully, I have gone out to eat several times with women who are doing incredibly well. Obviously, I'm doing well, but thankfully, I run in some circles with people doing even better than me. So I'm not going to discredit them. And if they insist on paying, I'll say, you know what? Go ahead. You work hard. You've worked very hard. You've accomplished a lot of things. So if you insist on paying after about date 7, date 8, dinner 9, dinner 10, whatever the case may be, you have it. But I'm pulling out my card first. I'm not going to fight you, though. I'm not going to fight you for it. You want to pay? You can pay. No date. No date.
Ever?
Ever. I'm dead serious. And even if she reaches for her wallet, I'm gonna be like, man, I got it. Now,
Come here.
now obviously, if we rocking like that past 4, 5, 6 dates, I got it, man. We not going through that. Here's the problem. If she reaches, don't accept the reach. The only thing you allow by date number 7 is if she insists. Like, hey, no, I understand you've paid for the last 6 dates, you paid for the last 7 days. In her mind, she knows math. 7 dates, $400 a day, what, $2,800? You hitting $3,000 by 7. If she insists, I'm not gonna fight her for it. She grown, she a woman, she works too. I'm not gonna son her. I respect her authority.
Never. How you a real man? You make the woman pay for food. Think how that
He
sounds.
adding words. He said make. The word doesn't say at what date number should a man make the woman pay for the meal. At what date number should a man allow?
You think Jay-Z let Beyonce pay for the meal?
What?
And they both rich as hell.
What? You already done heard what D-Wade and Gabby do. And they both got bread.
Look, T-shirt. All I know is
What's your answer, Joy? Stop playing.
there's a lot of these men out here want the princess treatment. They want to be treated like ladies.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Macho.
They want that
that's what you're saying. You the only one who said you ain't paying.
They want to know what it feels like to be a lady. Hold on.
She ain't answer the question.
You want to know what it feels like to be treated like a lady. I know how it feels. That's the only way I'm treated. But you know what? You know what, Princess Boy? I got you, because I got it like that.
Ain't she talking
So
about
if you want me to treat you like a lady, I can treat you like a lady, baby.
Hey, what's being treated like a lady look like?
Wondering if you have to pay for the meal or not is something that ladies do not experience.
So
if
you
paying for her and her friends to
like
eat?
a lady,
She bring
Bro, you
three
didn't
of
answer the
her
if you want to be treated like a lady, I got you.
let me ask-
Because I got it like that.
You gotta do it.
that. This is the conversation in the car with her girls on the way home.
Oh no, listen.
Young brother made me pay.
Not one woman on this set know what y'all talking about.
Here's the thing.
Trust me. If you let me come out the pocket that early, right? Like, let's say, I don't know, date 3.
Yeah.
Please.
Can we get an answer?
You my friend.
I ain't got an answer, Joy. At what
When-
date number should a man allow a woman
Listen,
to pay for the meal?
I don't, however, whatever you feel like is on you. And listen, I have put roofs over men's heads. I have put food on the table. Okay? So this is not a thing for me. Like I said, I got it like that.
Chicken ass Joy.
Listen, it ain't chicken if you got it. Jacob disagrees.
These people just be out here talking. Don't let them lie to you.
I'm not talking.
They
That
just
is
be
a
out here
fact.
talking.
That is a fact multiple times over. I'm not talking. I would never do that again. I know that.
Wow.
You're not getting homed and fed.
What's up, young lady?
Nope. Women should pay their half, 50-50 all the way. Fellas, if you want to implement this game strategy into your first dates, be my guest. But don't get surprised. Don't get game goofy when all of a sudden her biology shuts down after. She's like, I don't know. I was into it. I was good for it. But then all of a sudden my internal clock just said, girl, this faucet ain't going to work today. They shut the pipes down on me and everything. Martha, that ever happened to you? They just shut my pipes down. I couldn't tell. I wanted to pay. I didn't have a problem. But then all of a sudden, I couldn't see him the same way. I just couldn't see him the same way. I tried, girl. I don't know what happened. Okay. Fellas, fine. Go to your 50-50, no problem. Your first dates can be as 50-50 as they want. But when the dynamic starts to shift, I don't want to hear a peep out of you. Oh, I don't know why she's treating me like this. I don't know why she's getting attitudey with me. Don't complain about it. Just say, okay, no problem, babe. 50-50. You go half, I go half. Let us know how that works out. We will be over here. We will accept you back onto this team if you want to, but it's not a big deal. I'm not saying provide everything at all times. I'm saying date 1, you don't want to set the tone, don't set the tone.
Another reason I tell y'all don't deal with 50-50 men is because they don't really like women. They're in competition with women. That's why they're trying to hold you to equal standards to them. Though they know, like, if you have a baby, you're going to do more work, you're doing more domestic labor, you're doing more emotional labor. Men know that they get a lot out of women. That's why no matter how much they complain about us, they're not going for B. They still want to sleep with us. They still want to see if they can find somebody who is going to allow them to do everything they want to do and get the very bare minimum. They're trying to figure out how to get you at a discount, even when you're not their dream girl. And it's really better not to deal with somebody that looks at you like that. Because here's the reality, especially if you plan to have kids, a man will call you a leech for not wanting to go 50-50, for expecting him to do the bare minimum, pay all the bills, which he would have to do anyway if he was single. It's like you would have to do it if you were single. But when you guys get together, if he wants to have kids, you're the only one who has to get pregnant. You're the only one that's going to be up pumping breast milk. You're the only one whose body is going to be healing, who's going to be off work longer, who's going to be risking not being able to advance in her career because she has to take time off to heal from giving birth. There's no evenness in that. There's literally no evenness when we're talking about, if you guys are two people that don't want to have children, I still don't think you should split bills, because I just really think women, because men are so likely to unalive us, should never be in a situation where they are tied to a man and his homestead at 50-50 to where she can't leave. But especially if you're having children, it's never going to be even. And a man that will not acknowledge that you are likely going to be doing more labor in a relationship, no matter what he does, he's not going to be a good father. He's not going to be a good person to raise a daughter. As imperfect as my father may have been, he knew my mom did more work than him. Even though he worked a lot of overtime, he paid all the bills. We had a farm and he worked on the farm. He knew my mom put her hand in all of that stuff. My mom was in school to be a nurse even, and still took care of and reared us. He took care of us and reared us too, but my mom is the one that taught us how to read, write, all of that stuff. She's the one that taught us a lot of culture. I will always have respect for him. Like I said, he was not perfect. He had children before her that may have their own experiences with him that would not align with mine. So I'm never going to sit up and act like he was perfect. But in our family cycle and our family, especially with how he taught and raised me, he never tried to act like him and my mom had equal roles or that she owed him money. So it never makes sense to me. It's crazy that a man would even call a woman a leech. Like, you get a woman pregnant, she grows and births a child, risks her life to give birth to it, and it gets your last name. Does that make you a leech? I just feel like if men really love and value women, they're going to want to make their lives as comfortable as possible, because they know what women are dealing with in a day-to-day life. They know what women deal with when they go to work. They know what that every month women are bleeding, cramps, all of that stuff. That we're getting paid less on a dollar to show up pregnant and on our periods and everything else. That our lives are less comfortable because we are women. And as a woman, if you have a son, you need to be raising your son to understand that he has privilege in this society as a man. And if he wants a family and he wants to have a woman that he wants to raise his children, then he needs to step up and do his part, which is the bare minimum of providing a stable environment for that to happen. I accept nothing less. I will delete all comments from men arguing with me, because you are beneath speaking to me if you don't think that you should do the bare minimum. And if you're a man out here splitting bills with your wife, boss up and get another job and take care of your wife. Because I know deep in your heart, you know better than that. You just comfortable because she letting you do that. But you know she deserves better. Deep in your heart, you know that.
And so that's the thing right there. Like, me personally, I don't mind paying for dates, bro. I really don't mind going out of my way to making it aware to, you know what I'm saying, make somebody feel special. But at the same time, let me get some of that back. You know what I'm saying? Motivate me to continue to do what I got to do. I'm just not finna keep while you, period, as you should. Oh, as I should. Oh, shit, I'm gonna show you as I should. Because then when I go start talking to your homegirl...
If you're ever out on a first date with a woman and she does this, that means she wants nothing more to do with you. Count your losses. You will never see her again. If she pulls out her purse at the end of the date and she demands that she pays for the dinner, for the drinks, whatever, you will not see that woman again. She doesn't want you paying for anything because she doesn't want you to feel as if that is a transaction. You paid for her, now you expect sex back from her. She does not want any of those thoughts or ideas lingering in your head, so a woman would rather just pay for the date. She'd rather pay the $50, $100 just to get rid of you, just to never talk to you again. That is not a good sign, fellas. Leaving the tip is one thing, but when she wants to pay for the entire date, you are gone. That's it. You can't come back from that.
If she makes you pay for every single thing, she does not like you. Like, if you're my girl, I don't mind paying for dates, you know, buying you food, all type of stuff like that. But if she doesn't once, like, try to do something nice for you, I promise you she don't like you. Because we all know, like, girls that really fuck with you, bro, you know, they might get you a game every once in a while. They might get you some food or something nice like that. And if she don't at all, like, I promise you, bro, she's probably just using you. Stop dating girls that don't fuck with you, bro. If all you do is spend money on her and she doesn't do nothing for you in return, I'm sorry to break it to you, bro. That's crazy.
Ladies, let's keep it a stack. If you talking to a guy, dating a guy, and he start asking you for money to pay for shit, like, bro, cut that bum off, bro. Cut that bum off. Like, it's just a sad world. Like, I couldn't even believe this shit really be happening until women showed me. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you hitting those shorties, asking them for bread? Like, bro, listen, you start involving yourself with a guy who's asking you for money, bro. Number one, he's probably going to beat you for the bread, right? He's not going to pay you back. And then number two, he's going to be the one depending on you to take care of him. And then that's the same guys that when you have a kid with him, he don't pay no fucking child support because he don't got a job. And now you stuck taking care of a kid by yourself. Like, why do women date guys like that, bro? Like, what the fuck is good with y'all, bro? Like, y'all gotta do better, bro. I don't want to hear no complaining in my comments, bro. I don't want to hear no fucking complaining, bro.
A woman offers to pay for the first date, I feel like, all right, she doesn't, you know, like there's something that went wrong. Yeah, like you're breaking the traditional exchange of how this interaction
we
goes.
talked about that one on
the Joy Box episode. It was the Joy Box episode because people were getting at me.
I still don't agree with that. Like, I don't think it's a deal breaker. If
I don't know, like, don't you kind of like, as a man, you're a man. I don't know, you're the only man you know to be. You don't expect to just pay for the first date? Like, if you're taking a woman out?
I expect that, but I wouldn't feel taken back if she said, yo, like, don't worry, you know, like, or I
you would let her?
I Ting did one time, but like, she was kind of like, nah, like, I got it. No, she paid half. And I was like, bro, like, don't, like, I'm gonna pay for it type of shit. And then she like insisted a waitress. She's like, no, bring two bills, you know?
I don't like that.
And
so she paid her bill?
Yeah, she paid half, you know?
Okay.
But it wasn't like we cut and she tried to like fucking diss me. Like we still had a decent night there afterwards, but she just paid, yeah. So there wasn't nothing for me to feel like, yo, she's doing this as an escape or doing this.
No, I feel you.
I don't even know. I didn't have a negative feeling towards it. I was just like, okay, like, all right, Mrs.
Well, I covered the topic of men asking women for money, and would I actually ask a woman for money personally? So this is one of those questions where it doesn't matter how I answer it. Some people are going to agree, some people are going to disagree. But for me personally, no, I would not ask a woman for money. But then again, I have enough drive and willpower to be successful. My definition of successful to where I'm in a position I don't have to ask people for money. Success looks different to everybody though, right? But the problem that you have now is not a matter of whether they have the drive or not. We know that guys that ask for handouts do not have the drive to be decent human beings, right? We know that they want easy street, not only in relationships, but also in monetary gain. We know that if they can get it without earning it, it's 10 times more enjoyable because they don't have to respect what they gain. Right? You respect things that you earn. You respect things that you work hard for. Also in relationships, you respect the relationship that you had to earn. It's not a handout. Women are not giving handouts when it comes to relationships. Men know that. So what do? Well, they gravitate to the next best thing, right? Some women, the reality is, are way too gullible, and they believe the lies that these guys entwine in their lives, and they just give them money. Hey, baby, I'll come see you if you send me 100. You know, I got to drive like 4 hours to see you. Okay, send 100. The guy doesn't show up. You know, I mean, this happens every single day, probably every 10 minutes, multiple times throughout the year, and these guys are catching on to the fact that you have an entire population out there that believe these lies. Just like you have an entire population that believe the lies that men say when they're going to put effort and energy into a relationship. It just goes back to the more stern and the more steadfast women are in not giving men basically what I call free relationships, they have to migrate to something else. Well, what do people benefit from the most outside of having someone who deals with their narcissistic bullshit? Oh, well, having someone who gives them free money, of course. So women have got to wake up. right? I mean, I blame the women, because you're always going to have men out there who prey. You're always going to have men wanting easy street. But you've got to have some boundaries for yourself. You have to implement some rules for yourself and not engage with these guys who are wanting nothing from you but a free ticket. That's all it is. They're not going to give you a relationship. He's not coming to see you. He's not going to fly you out to see him. He's not going to take care of your kids. He's not going to pay off your mortgage. He's not going to do any of that stuff. He is going to take advantage of you until you say no and you get smart. And then he's going to move on to someone else, and he's going to keep trying until he finds somebody else. Even if it's give him $1, give him $100, give him a car, it doesn't matter. He's just in it for whatever he can get, because his morals and his values align with basically being a piece of shit.
It's 2025. Making $100,000 is seen as just getting by. If your girl says for you to pay all the bills, she hates you.
Men finesse women too. Do not ever loan a man money. A man should have 10 different people that he can ask for money before he asks the woman that he's dating. If the first person a man has to ask for money is the woman he's dating, he's done everything wrong in his life, or he is flat out finessing you. And the painful part is men will finesse women out of their panties and their wallets because women want so bad to believe in a fairy tale and to believe in romance, and that is not the way that men work. I'm watching this Danish deception thing, and dude, I'm like part 5 in, and it's stressing me out. I don't care what you say about Shara 7. That woman is right about almost everything that she says. And you guys are either going to listen to it today, or a month from now, or a year from now, or 5 years from now, but you will eventually realize that she's right about everything she says. I always knew she was right about everything she said because I have a Korean grandmother who told me the same thing. Y'all are either going to learn the easy way or you're going to learn the hard way. Oh, I don't want him to think I'm with him for his money. He doesn't care. Men they do not care, okay? Stop trying to prove yourself to these men. Stop trying to be the exception to the rule. Stop trying to be the not like the other girl. They do not care. They either want you or they do not. Men do not respect women who do not have standards for themselves, because if they were a woman, they would be moving the same way. They would not be with a broke guy. They would not be lending men money. And the men who are really fucking pretty, they move like women do, okay? They are going to try to finesse you. They're going to try to pose as Prince Charming because they know that you want romance that bad and you're going to fall for the way that they look, that you will do anything for them. Do not trust men, especially do not trust the pretty ones, and do not ever loan a man money. Ever. Do not give them a penny. As a man, if they are not making money in the world and you are as a woman, they are so far below you, it's not even funny, because the world has been set up to cater to men. If they do not have people in their life that they can ask for money from before they ask you, they have fucked up so fucking bad in their lives. Please, do not offer to pay for anything. Do not loan a man money.
What's up, y'all? It's your realist relationship trauma coach, and I'm gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not. A man that constantly asks you for money is using you, and he will kill you. He's not struggling, he has a plan. He's testing you to see how far you will go, how much you would sacrifice. He's trying to see just how loyal you are. He doesn't care if it's killing your peace, your bank account, and even your identity. So when the money runs out, you're gonna definitely see the real person. He's going to leave you hanging. He's going to watch you struggle so hard financially, and he's going to sleep good at night. He's going to gaslight you into believing that you guys are helping each other. But he's reaping all the benefits and don't have none of the stress. It was never about love. It was all about the money. Let me help you. Click the link in my bio.
Like, this is common sense, but never ever loan a man money. I don't care what it's for. I don't care if your man is struggling so much and it's going to be the end of the world and he really needs money off you. I don't care what he says to convince you to give him money. Just remember, he is using you. He's seeing how far he can push you. Because if a man really respects you and he really loves you, he'll never ask you for money. He won't ask you for money. He'll figure it out himself. He'll go to his friends. He'll have other people in his life. If he really needs it, he'll have other people he can go to, or he'll just figure it out himself. He is literally just testing to see how much he can take from you. Like, he hasn't taken enough from you already. And for those who have given their man money in the past, or have given any man money in the past, let me tell you, they're suffering. If they give the money back, yeah, it will take so long. You'll be sitting there begging for your own money. It'll feel like you're asking him for money, when in reality, you've actually given him money. So guys, don't make this mistake. Just don't give him, or to be honest, don't give anyone money. Keep your damn money, save your money, put it in the bank, put some interest on it and save your money, because don't fall into that where you're begging people back for your own money.
I try so much to be feminine, but my husband always tells me to help out more financially. Well, I get it. When man had a masculine mother who'd been working and providing because she was a single mom or because she was helping out his father, a man is used to that a woman works. And so you cannot change a man overnight. If he is your husband, yes, you can work, but you don't have to work full-time. You can work part-time. And if you're going to start doing the spiritual work, you're going to give him so much trust, acceptance, and love that he's going to start overcoming his insecurity, because man has a big fear. And man's fear is that he won't be able to provide and he won't be able to protect, or he's just feeling sorry for himself why he has to do it all by himself. And men are calculating, okay, I'm giving her money, what can she give me back? By the way, this is also a very nasty way of looking at the relationship. But all human beings, we have nastiness. We cover our skeletons in the closets, but we have them. And so if you want to work part-time, but don't work full-time. He's not putting the gun in your head and saying, go to work. So therefore, work, but part-time. Because if you're going to fix somebody's complaints, they're going to complain and demand more. So please him, work, but part-time. And then as you're going to do the spiritual work, he's going to start feeling confident because you're becoming feminine. And he's going to start overcoming his fears.
Now, I'm about to show you two men that if they are honest with you up front, that you probably should not go on a date with. If they say any of this to you, you should probably just stop talking to them and not go on a date with them.
Agree to go on a date, right? The first 2-3 dates, bring your own money, ladies, because I am not paying shit. I'm not paying nothing for you because, first of all, I need to get to know you. You need to get to know me. I need to understand if you are worth all the free meals in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because once we have that connection, we have that chemistry, then of course there's no problem. But in the beginning stage, have your own money. Don't rely on me to be paying shit for you, because no, it's not going to happen. Because why the fuck would I do that? And then that date don't go right. I don't see you no more. And I'll just pay for you. You just get a free meal. No, it's not happening. No. Me and you got to have a connection. And once we know it's good, then it's no problem. But the first 2 dates, have your own money.
She never offers to pay. Listen, we live in a world, in a dating society where some women believe that they should never pay when a man goes out. Here's my rule of thumb. If you've been out on 3 dates and you've paid every single time, by the 4th time, she didn't have to pay, but if she doesn't offer to pay, then I'm going to tell you what it is. Number 1, she's using you, bro. I'm just going to be honest with you. Number 2, if she doesn't just offer to pay, she is self-centered and believes that she has more value than you. Number 3, she's just not that into you. And number 4, she's trying to level up based on you. I've heard this whole thing about hypergamy. Let me attach to the best option. The truth is, that's rooted in low self-esteem, in my opinion.
Under no circumstance ever should a man ever let a woman pay for a date, or you should
Ever?
split. Ever. No circumstance.
Even on the 3rd, 4th, 5th.
What if it's the first date and you're just not
pay
into
for
anything?
Okay, well, let me.
Period.
Well, let me. Okay, so
what kind of world are we living in?
Well, hold on a second. I agree with you. If I'm dating a girl, I would pay for everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. However, I could see for other people that might be in a different financial position, you know, you pay for 10 dates and then she's like, you know what, I want to treat you.
Well, that's
that's
totally different. What we're talking about is like, oh, we're going to alternate. Like, well, once you're serious and she wants to take you out to something for a nice dinner, and you might, by the way, if you have the intent to marry, you're already like kind of blending finances. Like, I get that psychologically, but like if you're like, oh, we'll take turns. Like, oh, well, you know, you pay this time, I pay this time.
What's your advice to a girl who the guy she's currently seeing, he says that?
Oh, do not marry that man.
But here's the thing. I feel like they should always
break
That's
offer.
Correct. But they should offer. They should pull out the credit card.
The woman? Of course not.
Just to offer.
No.
It's a nice gesture.
No, by the way, no. This is feminism. Feminism is that you have to be this like self-independent. That's not a nice gesture. It's you trying to be like egalitarian. No. You as women should want to be provided for. In fact, you should have an expectation that you as a woman are so important and so critical and so necessary and beautiful that it shouldn't even be a question.
But see, to me, when I was dating, it would be a huge turnoff if the check comes and she just looks at it and then looks at me and looks at the check.
I totally disagree.
When you guys go out, who usually pays for the dates?
Do you even have to ask?
So I'm assuming it would be him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a safe assumption, unless you knew Stacy here. Yes, very confident, demanding, so she makes me pay for everything. Yes, you're right.
Under what circumstances do you cover the bill?
Never.
Why is that?
Because I bring my value
How do you bring your value?
by being myself
Okay.
and entertaining this man.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
How do I bring my value?
What do you mean? If I get invited or if she gets invited, that's probably the difference, right? You know, if she invited me out and she said, I want to take care of you, then she'd probably pay for it. But I think when we go out and I've invited her, then we'll go out and I'll pay for it.
I mean, I wouldn't hang out with a guy that didn't pay.
Okay.
I just wouldn't, I wouldn't be attracted to a guy. It's not like it's all about money. Like, we have to have a great time, we have a good friendship, inspire each other, be there for each other, but there's a lot of people in the world and...
You want to be spoiled. You want to be taken care of.
Absolutely, because I bring my feminine energy to the table.
Ain't no man supposed to pay no 100% of everything when women done fought for equal rights. Women have fought hard to be equally treated like men. They even let women in men's sports. They even let women coach male sports. So everything is 50-50. When you're in a relationship, sometimes it's 70-40. Sometimes it's going to be 90-10. I might be 90 this time. You 10 next time. So it ain't never on the man 50-50. I 100. Man, we do whatever we got to do to make it work. As a team, if we really a team, we do whatever we have to do to make it work. I might have to wash dishes and clean up and do clothes. So as a team and as a couple, we do whatever we have to do to make it work. It ain't no percentage game. Because no man of today is gonna do that. Because women have fought for us not to do that. They have fought for us not to do that. Huh? So why would we impede upon that? But let's just say, if he do that, he should have the right to cheat. If I'm paying 100% of everything from the time I meet you.
Guys cheat, broke men cheat the worst. There'll be broke men, dead ass broke men living in your house on your dime, living in your bed, and with the rent that you're paying, and those guys will secretly have a Tinder account. They got so much time in the world to be swiping along. So you're not safe, dating guys that have less money. You're just not. In fact, I'd have a strong argument that you're more at risk.
Equality isn't identical treatment. Equality is balanced responsibility. And until society becomes statistically equal, you cannot cherry pick equality only in moments where it allows you to contribute less. So yes, my husband pays all the bills, and yes, I think that's the
Angry, but couples who split the bill aren't partners. They're roommates with benefits. And before you scream independence or equality, just hear me out for a second. Relationships thrive on emotional investment. And yes, financial investment too. When you're nickel and diming dinner dates though, or Venmo requesting coffee, you're sending a clear message. I'm not all in. Love isn't a ledger. If you're keeping score over who paid for what, that's not partnership. It's a business transaction with some fun on the side. In real intimacy, someone pays gladly, not because they have to, but because they want to take care of the person they love. It's not about being traditional. It's about generosity. And if you're scared of being taken advantage of, maybe you're with the wrong person. Disagree all you want, but deep down, you know this is true. A relationship built on receipts instead of commitment is one step away from falling apart. Follow for more blunt truths.
Women in the
United States spend 37% more time doing unpaid care work compared to men. That's about 95 extra 8-hour workdays each year for no pay, according to a 2020 report. A 2018 report found that U.S. women do about 94 extra minutes of unpaid labor per day. This is a pattern that holds true even among younger generations, even in households where women are the financial breadwinners, and even in households where men are unemployed. The unpaid labor typically done by men, like car upkeep and yard work, is typically less frequent and less time-consuming overall, whereas labor done by women, like cleaning and cooking and caretaking, is extremely time-intensive and happens daily, if not multiple times per day. And when you add paid and unpaid labor together, women are working longer hours and for less pay on average. For so long in the United States, we've framed gender equity, especially when it comes to pay, as something that can be resolved in the workplace if women just lean in and negotiate and max out those 401ks. But attitudes around gender equity have to extend beyond the workplace, into the home, for example, if we want to make real meaningful progress on these measures. So when we talk about things like closing the pay gap or closing the wealth gap or closing the leadership gap, we have to talk about the context in which those things actually exist. That includes the valuation and distribution of unpaid labor as much as it does paid labor.
I don't understand about equality. You think equality means splitting the bill. Women live in a society where equality has never existed in the first place. Women still only make 80% of what a man makes for the same full-time job. So when you ask for a 50-50 date, know that her 50% costs more of her income than it does yours. Second of all, women pay more just to exist in the dating world.
There's so much conversation around what women expect guys to pay for when they first start dating and throughout the relationship. But something I never really hear people talk about, I think I know why. It's the fact that a lot of times, not always, the things that the girl kind of wants the guy to pay for are the things that she was getting for free when she was single.
She honestly makes some really good points in this video. And this is a pattern a lot of women recognize when they've been in a good amount of relationships. When they're single, men typically treat them a different way because they're trying to court them. They're chasing them. They plan things like dates, just seeing them and genuinely trying to impress them, right? But once you're in a relationship, that energy kind of fades. Suddenly they're splitting rent, cooking meals, sometimes having to pay for dates themselves. But with that said, I don't think it always comes from like a malicious place for some men. I think most guys assume that equality in a relationship means everything is 50-50. Without really realizing how much invisible labor women actually carry. If your partner stays at home, let's say you work 60 hours a week, you may think your job is harder, but if you have kids, your partner is watching the children, maintaining the home, and probably cooking for you. And then also, a lot of times women have to be the emotional anchor in a relationship, and all of that is a job within itself. But overall, it's worth asking yourself if being with someone is going to end up costing you more financially, emotionally, or even mentally than being single ever did. Are you really gaining
Women
it?
pay for dates. They just don't like y'all. I don't think y'all recognize how accurate this statement is. When a woman likes you, she opens up that purse. She don't mind spending money on a man she's interested in at all. If you do so much as talk about the things you like, she gonna go out and get it. With some women, if you say you even like a video game, she gonna get the whole bundle. And I'm gonna tell you like this, when a woman says, I'm paying for the date, you ain't gotta worry about nothing, get what you want, she want them boxer briefs rolled down later on. I can almost guarantee she is trying to smash. Because women that don't like you, gonna make sure you front everything. She ain't even so much as offering to pay the tip. Look, you see how much money they spend on brunch or whenever they out with their friends? They spend cash like they just got some mo in today. But when it come to you, she ain't trying to throw a dollar out. Boy, get rid of her. I keep trying to tell the men, find a woman that actually likes you as a person. Stop trying to impress these women and put yourself on an auction block just to be made a fool of. You know good and well most women don't fool with you, and you know the only reason some of them is fooling with you is because you're throwing out that cash. By like date 3 or 4, she ain't offering to pay for nothing. Go ahead and move on, bro. That means, number 1, she ain't trying to impress you. And 2, she's not even thinking of an experience that she wants to share with you. You got everything you need to know right there. Go ahead and pack it up.
Be very careful if you have low self-esteem while you're dating, because more often than not, having low self-esteem is going to get you punished in some sort of way. There are literally so many predators, creeps, abusers who specifically look for women who have low self-esteem, who don't know their worth, who can't set boundaries, don't know how to ask for help. Not only that, even if it's not that severe, if you're dating as a woman with low self-esteem, you're always going to get less than you deserve. Because that man is going to know that you have low standards. You don't care. He can walk all over you, and he doesn't have to try too hard. Because you don't think very much of yourself. You don't see your own value. And a lot of these are the kind of relationships where the women end up in a 50-50 situation, or they just end up providing for the man, and they end up being like his maid. If you're in a relationship right now, or you're dating right now, but you know you have low self-esteem, you got to stop. Work on it for at least 3 months, okay? It's going to be so much better to invest 3 months now improving your self-esteem, improving your self-love and your standards than wasting 3, 13, or even 30 years on a guy who doesn't cherish you and he doesn't respect you. Love yourself enough to just take a couple of months off of dating. And I promise you, when you come back, you're going to have such a better time. Way better men, way better behavior from the men, because they can feel when a woman has invested in herself, has worked on improving her self-concept. She simply won't tolerate BS. And once again, the consequences for not doing this can be potentially dangerous. Like, your safety is not worth it. Like, don't even mess around with dating unless you can date safely. I don't know how many women have had their lives ruined because they refused to do the work. They jumped into the first relationship that they could find. Lo and behold, he's a POS. At that point, you could be married, have a kid with that guy. You could have moved in and given up your own home. Then you're going to be homeless. What are you going to do? So this is your sign to take elevating yourself seriously. Because it could really ruin your life if you don't.
Want equal rights between men and women, but you don't want to pay 50-50? I thought that was equal. Buddy, the gender pay gap still exists. Pink tax still exists. Women still can't go out by themselves day or night without having to worry about getting. Or, just being with a woman is a status symbol. Did you know that married men actually get paid more than single men because married men show to their job that they can actually hold something down? And what is that they're holding down? A woman. Just being with a woman gives him more money and more status. The patriarchy still exists, and misogyny is still so very rampant. So no, we're not equal. We're still not equal. Women were just actually given basic human rights, like, I don't know, being able to open a credit card in the 70s, having basic human rights so they will no longer have to rely on a man for those rights. Wow. Keep in mind, most of these rights that we now have weren't given to us until like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Buddy, it is 2025. It has not been that long. And whenever 50-50 is spoken about, men only talk about financial wise. They still expect women to be a stay-at-home wife and mother while still working a full-time job and bringing in 50% of the income. Be so fucking for real.
Another reason I tell y'all don't deal with 50-50 men is because they don't really like women. They're in competition with women. That's why they're trying to hold you to equal standards to them. Even though they know, like, if you have a baby, you're going to do more work, you're doing more domestic labor, you're doing more emotional labor. Men know that they get a lot out of women. That's why no matter how much they complain about us, they're not going 4B. They still want to sleep with us. They still want to see if they can find somebody who is going to allow them to do everything they want to do and get the very bare minimum. They're trying to figure out how to get you at a discount, even when you're not their dream girl. And it's really better not to deal with somebody that looks at you like that. Because here's the reality, especially if you plan to have kids, a man will call you a leech for not wanting to go 50-50, for expecting him to do the bare minimum, pay all the bills, which he would have to do anyway if he was single. It's like you would have to do it if you were single. But when you guys get together, if he wants to have kids, you're the only one who has to get pregnant. You're the only one that's going to be up pumping breast milk. You're the only one whose body is going to be healing, who's going to be off work longer, who's going to be risking not being able to advance in her career because she has to take time off to heal from giving birth. There's no evenness in that. There's literally no evenness when we're talking about if you guys are two people that don't want to have children. I still don't think you should split bills, because I just really think women, because men are so likely to unalive us, should never be in a situation where they are tied to a man and his homestead at 50-50 to where she can't leave. But especially if you're having children, it's never going to be even. And a man that will not acknowledge that you are likely going to be doing more labor in a relationship, no matter what he does, he's not going to be a good father. He's not going to be a good person to raise a daughter. As imperfect as my father may have been, he knew my mom did more work than him. Even though he worked a lot of overtime, he paid all the bills. We had a farm and he worked on the farm. He knew my mom put her hand in all of that stuff. My mom was in school to be a nurse even, and still took care of and reared us. He took care of us and reared us too, but my mom is the one that taught us how to read, write, all of that stuff. She's the one that taught us a lot of culture. I will always have respect for him. Like I said, he was not perfect. He had children before her that may have their own experiences with him that would not align with mine. So I'm never going to sit up and act like he was perfect. But in our family cycle and our family, especially with how he taught and raised me, he never tried to act like him and my mom had equal roles or that she owed him money. So it never makes sense to me. It's crazy that a man would even call a woman a leech. Like, you get a woman pregnant, she grows and births a child, risks her life to give birth to it, and it gets your last name. Does that make you a leech? I just feel like if men really love and value women, they're going to want to make their lives as comfortable as possible because they know what women are dealing with in a day-to-day life. They know what women deal with when they go to work. They know what that every month women are bleeding, cramps, all of that stuff. That we're getting paid less on a dollar to show up pregnant and on our periods and everything else, that our lives are less comfortable because we are women. And as a woman, if you have a son, you need to be raising your son to understand that he has privilege in this society as a man. And if he wants a family and he wants to have a woman that he wants to raise his children, then he needs to step up and do his part, which is the bare minimum of providing a stable environment for that to happen. I accept nothing less. I will delete all comments from men arguing with me because you are beneath speaking to me if you don't think that you should do the bare minimum. And if you're a man out here splitting bills with your wife, boss up and get another job and take care of your wife. Because I know deep in your heart, you know better than that. You just comfortable because she letting you do that. But you know she deserves better. Deep in your heart, you know that.
Reminder that you should not be providing free domestic labor to a man you are not married to. And even if you are married to him, you still shouldn't be providing it for absolutely free unless it is equal or equitable within your home. So often, women think that they have to prove themselves useful in new relationships, and they do that a lot by providing free domestic labor. Whether that's starting to, like, if you move in together and you're starting to do the laundry and you're starting to do the meal prep and the planning and the shopping and the cooking, or you start doing the cleaning, you start taking on those tasks without first having a conversation about the division of labor, you're setting yourself up to take on those tasks for the rest of this relationship. Not enough women were told that they are worth more in a relationship than the domestic labor that they can provide to a man, especially given the fact that majority of women are working outside the home, and then they're coming in after work and they're continuing to do 2 times more domestic labor than their male partners. So this is your friendly reminder. Women, you are worth more than the free domestic labor that you can provide to a man. And if he doesn't see that and he wants to sit here and ask what else you bring to the table, walk away, because he doesn't see your worth and he doesn't value you other than the free labor that you're providing him.
Friendly reminder that women's unpaid labor and care work contributes $3.6 trillion, yes, trillion with a T, dollars of value to the American economy every single year. Despite making up 50% of the full-time workforce, American women perform over 80% of unpaid domestic labor and care work, caring for elderly people, the vulnerable, doing the laundry, making sure the kids go to their doctor appointments. The American economy would collapse without extracting American women's free unpaid labor. So whenever someone tells you that it is not the government's responsibility to invest in social infrastructure that supports human life, remember that that is only possible by extracting from women. Because right-wingers, patriarchal people, and the American government believe that the only rightful social infrastructure is women's free labor. This is what it looks like living in a society based on male private for-profit ownership of women. It is not accomplished by announcing itself, but by erasing women.
You want to do a 50-50 relationship? No. If I'm already paying all the bills by myself, why would I move a shorty in and tell her she got to pay half?
So you can save money.
I'm not about to bring no girl inside my house and she think I'm paying all the bills. That's not happening. I'm not about to make her that comfortable to go to sleep, go party, and she's gonna go to sleep knowing that she don't gotta pay no bills, and I gotta go to sleep early, and I gotta wake up early and work.
Very true. Very true. It's baggage if you choose the wrong woman.
It's so really interesting how guys suddenly want and care for equality when it comes to paying a bill. Yo, Brittany, pay the bill. You want equality? You want equality? 50-50. What, can I go over to your place later? Yeah? You want to talk about equality? Let's talk about equality. Let's talk about equality.
When women aren't paid only 85% of what their male counterparts are paid, then we can fucking talk. It's substantially lower for women of color as well. When we don't have to pay for a motherfucking period every motherfucking month, paying for hygiene products with a pink tax on it that costs extra just because it's targeted to female, then we can talk. Oh, when we're not underrepresented in government, then we can talk, bro. When we are not the minority in fucking tech, news media, and the executive world, then we can talk. When women are being funded and invested in just as much as male entrepreneurs are, then we can fucking talk. Oh, and you know what? Here's the motherfucking kicker. When there are more than 10 countries that give women full legal protection, then you can speak. Sit down. You see how that escalated so quickly, how that had nothing to do with the bill coming to the table at the end of the day? You see how much of a stupid argument that is, bro? Because it's much bigger than that. When you bring up the word equality, we don't take that shit lightly, and neither should you, motherfucker. Just because you're insecure about your own goddamn money doesn't mean you gotta bring up equality here in a fucking debate that you're going to lose, factually speaking, bro. At the end of the day, if you don't want to pay for the bill because you got no money or you don't feel like you want to, then don't take a motherfucking girl out. It's that simple. But if you do take a girl out and you believe in that truly, and that is your preference, which you have every right to, then find a girl who agrees with you on that. Don't come after girls who don't. That's preference. There's no debate here.